Track 31, Module 8.4.
I'd be very interested to hear a bit about your new company. It sounds like a great idea.
Thanks. So you've already heard something about Rockshore?
Yes, but not much. I understand you are a real estate company?
Yes. We started the company 6 months ago, and we buy luxury houses around the world. In 7 years, we are going to sell them, and our investors will share the profits.
What do you do with the houses before that?
We rent the houses out. Of course, the investors can stay for free for a few weeks a year, and the rest of the time we have other paying guests. So each house is like a small luxury hotel and has a cook, a gardener, a cleaner, and so on.
Have you found any investors yet?
Oh, yes, there has been a lot of interest, and so far we've raised over $12 million.
And have you bought any houses?
Yes, and we've chosen places that have good weather most of the year. So, for example, we have bought a beautiful house in Marrakesh and a lovely villa in Portugal. In North America, we've bought a place in Colorado in the Rocky Mountains, which is great for skiing. And in South America, we've found a fantastic place in Brazil.
Have you got anything in the Far East?
Yes, we've found a lovely place in Phuket in Thailand, but that's not for rent at the moment.
Why is that?
We bought it last month, so we haven't finished it yet. At the moment, they're painting it, putting in new furniture, doing the gardens, and so on. It's going to take maybe 3 or 4 months.
Do you have plans for any other houses?
Yes. Next, we're going to look at places in Malaysia, Kenya, and Mexico. We're also going to buy a couple of luxury apartments in New York and Paris for people who want city breaks.
Track 33, Unit 9, Future Prospects, Module 9.1.
Thank you. And now I would like to talk to Professor King about the economy. Professor, what do you think will happen to the economy in the next 6 months?
Well, I think the economy is now getting better. And in a few months, I think we will see a big change in unemployment. A lot of companies are doing well, and they will need to find more workers. So I am sure that unemployment will start to fall soon.
Right. Now, I know that a lot of people are worried about the cost of living and inflation. Do you think we will see any changes there?
Well, I am worried about the cost of living, too. The price of oil has gone up, so the price of gas will go up. And of course, food, electricity, and transport will also go up.
And how do you think that will affect the stock market?
That's hard to say. But I don't think things will get better. Investors are nervous, and we have had some big rises and falls in share prices this year, so I think the stock market will be unstable for the rest of the year.
Track 37, Module 10.4.
Are you looking forward to the trip, Craig?
Yes and no. To be honest, I don't really like flying, and this will be my first long-haul flight. But you travel a lot, Melissa. Do you have any tips?
Well, there are some things you can do before you go. It's a good idea not to eat any rich or fatty foods the day before you go, and don't drink any alcohol the day before either.
And what about on the flight?
Again, it's best to avoid alcohol on the flight, but make sure you get plenty of water. I find it's best to take a big bottle of water with me.
But they give you water, don't they?
Yes, but the little cups are so small, and it's annoying to have to call the flight attendant all the time.
And it's okay to take water onto the plane?
Yes, though you need to buy it in the departure lounge after you go through security.
What about food?
Don't eat too much, but that's not difficult.
So, is it best to be quiet, stay still, and try to get some sleep?
No, not at all. You should get up and move about during the flight. Walk around a little and do some stretching exercises.
Right. And what about jet lag? Any advice on that?
Well, it will be a problem, mainly because the time difference will be something like 12 hours. But you should try to adjust to the new time zone as quickly as possible.
But I'm only there for a couple of days. By the time I get used to the new time, I will have to come back and change it all again.
Don't try and keep to your own time zone.
Okay. I guess I'll be pretty tired when I arrive.
Probably. So it's not a good idea to get straight down to business. Give yourself time to get to the hotel, take a shower, relax a little first if you can.
That's a good idea. And what about...
Track 38. Unit 11. Meetings and Discussions. Module 11.1.
Okay, are we ready to start? The first item on the agenda is the schedule. The trade fair runs for 5 days, and we want to have an interesting and varied program. Does anyone have any suggestions? Bruce?
I think we should have the fashion show on the first day. It'll attract a lot of media attention. What do you think, William?
Yes, good idea. And maybe we should have an Australian bush band on the first day, too.
I'm not sure about that. What do you think, Allison?
Why don't we have the bush band on the last day instead? Live music is always popular, and it will be a chance for people to hear some real Australian country music. And it will make a great ending to the whole event.
That's true. And how about holding cooking demonstrations and wine tastings too? We can create a kind of party atmosphere.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, have you had any further thoughts on the exhibition idea, William?
Let's do it. People are very interested in Aboriginal art these days.
I agree. An art exhibition will attract a lot of people. And now we should talk about trade promotion.
Track 40. Module 11.4.
Oh, yeah. So I was thinking that.
I think we could do this.
Okay, everyone, can I have your attention, please? As you know, this meeting has been called to discuss our website. I'd like to agree on some basic principles first before we discuss the details. Peggy, would you like to start?
Well, it's very important to have a clear, simple layout. We want to make the website user-friendly.
Norman?
I agree. A good layout is very important, and we don't want lots of big graphics and videos if possible.
What do you mean?
Well, if you don't have broadband, big graphics really slow things down. You have to wait a long time while they download.
Doesn't everyone have broadband these days?
Generally, yes, but a lot of broadband speeds aren't as fast as the providers claim.
That's a good point, Norman. Anyone else? Sarah?
We should check the information on the website regularly. For example, when prices change, we should make sure the website is updated immediately.
Yes, absolutely right. Now, what about languages? Winston, you've done some research into this. What do you think?
Well, most of our customers speak English, but I think we should have some pages in Cantonese.
I think we need to talk about that in more detail. And shouldn't we have a search facility, Norman?
I'm not sure about that. The website will be quite small. What do you think, Sarah?
I think I agree with Norman. The site won't be very big at first. We can add a search box later if we need it.
Okay, I think that covers the basics. Let's move on to the next topic.